What's going on, guys? Today we got another session review for you. It is going to be for September 3rd. This is actually going to be the first time I'm rewatching this recording. So you guys will get my perspective on my trading day first thing. But today we're going to be reviewing a session that is rather quick and to the point. So I hope you guys can get something out of it. I'm going to show a little bit more about what I look for to enter, specifically, not necessarily an entry style, but more entry confirmation. So I'll go over that a little bit. So just stay tuned for that. But we will jump right into it. And we are trading NQ futures, and we'll be trading on the 15-second chart today. I did start my recording a little bit late, so we're getting it about a minute after market open. But started off market open with a quick dump. If you guys haven't watched any of my session reviews before, the green is just the session high, and then the red is the session low. But essentially how I try to trade in direction of where I think that the current buying and selling pressure is. So that's really all that I'm looking for. But this PA is looking familiar. This is right around where my first entry is. So right now, what I am seeing is we have this dump down. We kind of created this auction here, we'll just say, where buyers tried to push price up, failed, went lower. And now we're pulling back into it. We pulled back into it pretty heavily. So now what I'm looking for is I'm looking for price to start slowing down in this area. And the reason I say that is because if we slow down in this area and I see the buyers, or what I think is the buyers, taking control, I would expect another push into this area to test this area again, because it is a previous area that we reacted from and we pulled right back to. Um, but you'll see, I think this entry was right around here. Okay, so here's the first entry. Now, what I saw here is we got a bullish close. So I don't need to see a bullish close or a bearish close to enter. However, when I am confident in an area and I get a close and that next candle opens up with some volume and some heavy buying pressure, that is something that I want to take. I mean, right here, you can, with that close, you can tell the buyers are taking over in this little range. And with how I trade, my profit target is only to the top of that. So it just makes sense when I get that confirmation here that I should expect price to continue a little higher. Now, there is a good amount of volume today. That stop loss is very tight. This easily could come back and just wick me out, stop right here, and then the buying pressure will come in for us to test that again, or just go right back down. Because I am not, the decider of what happens next. However, I've seen this over and over again. So a good thing for you guys to go back and back test and kind of look for is returning to an area of interest, because this is an obvious area of interest, pulling away from it, and then waiting for that kind of change in who's in control and taking a trade back into that. But we'll watch how this one plays out. So there is a quick win to start the day. Now, what I'm thinking right here is price could return back down, because this is obviously an area that we've had multiple pushes off from to the downside. So I'm kind of looking right here to take a short lower if it gives me the opportunity, or I see something that I like. But I don't remember. I don't think I'd take a short in here. I do. Yep. So this is another good example. So like I was saying before, we're at an area of interest right here, because as you can see, right here, we push price down. Right here, we push price down. Now we pulled back into it. They tried pushing price down right here, as you can see in the candlestick structure. Pulled back up, failed to go any higher. Then we get a bearish close, and just like that last entry, we get a strong open on the next candle after that close. And that was my confirmation to take my market order short. That one was a very quick take profit. I wanted to get it down and towards the bottom of this range, but I'll take it. 7 points is 7 points, especially on 2 contracts. I mean, as of right now, I'm up 14 points, which is, what would that be? Wow, brain fart. Well, 7.5 points on 1 contract is $150. So we're just a little under 600 in profit for the day right now. And we're only, what, 5 minutes into the market? Can't complain about that. But at this point, my daily loss limit is 480. So with my current profit level for the day already being over that, I don't necessarily need to take that next trade. I do end up taking another trade, but I would be more than okay with walking away today, especially when I come into the market and it's perfection of just 2 quick wins. And that would give me the ability to just walk away, learn from that day, and learn to repeat that day instead of trying to push for more and more and more and more. It's all about just stacking up those little wins at the end of the day. But right here, what I'm looking at is we had a strong leg down, and we had this big move up that looked like they potentially could have went and tested the market current session high, sorry. But we got some instant selling pressure again over these highs. So what I'm looking for now is a kind of pull back into this and a continue lower. Kind of like the same price action that we saw here. We had a point of interest, we pulled away from it, and I'm looking to take it back into that point of interest. That same trade was right here, and now I would be looking for it to pull back into here and come and test this again, because this is an obvious point of interest. This is where there is action going on. This is where buyers and sellers are fighting because they think that it's a good price. Buyers think it's a good price right here. Sellers think it's a good price up here. So I'm looking to see if sellers want to take control again to test these levels lower. Now, right here, again, a very, very similar entry to my other two. So we had a bearish close. We got that pullback. We got a bearish close. And right when that first candle opened up, it came in with some strength. Now we'll watch how this plays out. I'm pretty sure I take a break even. Yep, I take a break even. But that's kind of how that's pretty much how I like to enter. I don't need that close in that direction. For example, if I was looking for a buy here, I'd be okay with this because this is a doji candle. This is showing that buyers are present and they're starting to take control. And then that next candle opened up with some force. But as you can see, pretty much same exact entry on both sides right here. And then very similar right there. A lot of times you'll get caught up in stupid stuff, really, if you're trying to predict these candles where, it's a big drop. For example, this one, it's a big drop and that candle hasn't closed yet. And you enter because you see a wick start forming and then it goes right back down. So there's so many opportunities in this market. Why not just wait for a close? Especially if you're not for certain, wait for a close, see what that next candle is. Let yourself get a little bit more data and confirmation before you take that next entry. But this is the end of my session. I'm 6 minutes and 50 seconds into the trading day, and I'm up $603, little over 15 points in the matter of 6 minutes on 2 contracts. This is what I want to replicate every single day, and this is what I'm working to replicate every single day. It is possible to be profitable every day. You're going to have mess up days, but trading within this style, it will give you the ability to take these quick moves, these very precise moves, and eventually keep upping risk and increasing risk so you can create those bigger days. Instead of chasing bigger moves, I'm just trying to work on upping my risk with the same moves over and over and over again. But I hope you guys learned a little bit of something from this session. I hope that how I enter gave some clarity to how I essentially, excuse me, how I come into the market and how I execute. But if you guys have any questions, just leave a comment. If you want to learn more about how I scalp, just hit the subscribe button. We're going to be sending out a bunch of content between myself and Andrew. You'll get two different perspectives of somewhat similar. He likes to short, I like to buy. We have some nuances within our scalping as well. So if you do subscribe, you'll learn a lot from two different points of view in the market. And we'll be doing these session reviews once a week. But if you did stay to the end, I appreciate it. And I hope you guys have a great trading week next week.